What if budgeting is actually the key, the magic potion, the magic pill, the silver bullet of making sure you've got what you need when you're ready to retire, and regardless of how much you have, being able to retire with peace of mind and with a lifestyle to which you can maintain because of your budget. I avoided budgeting because I thought it meant sacrifice. When I was younger, I thought it meant restrictions. I thought it meant that I had been bad, so I had to budget. But what I learned as I was evolving into the woman I am today, if you don't tell your money what to do, where to go, it just wanders off. It just meanders, no intention, and you end up wondering where your money went. What if budgeting, now this is the big one, it actually is the roadmap, the foundation to not only getting there, but building that retirement that you deserve. Budgeting has always had the connotation that it's punishment, it's restrictive, it's what poor people do. And for us women, there's emotional baggage that comes along with money and budgeting. Budgeting for me, when I divorced out of my first marriage, was kind of like a bad memory of that marriage. It was emotional baggage. But here we are. We are of a certain age. We are in our 50s. If you are not quite here yet, listen up, because you're going to be here before you know it. It goes by really fast. So now that we're in our 50s, we've learned that we have to at least have awareness of how much money's coming in and how much is going out. And whether you want to admit it or not, that's a budget. May not be as formal as on paper. It could all be in your head, but it's still the budgeting principles. So they're with us regardless of if you embrace them or not. I'm encouraging you to embrace them because it is going to empower you, to give you confidence, to give you fearlessness, to go boldly into this next chapter. Down in the description is a Master Your Money Plan free budgeting workbook. Pick it up. Come back. Learn more about this budgeting thing. It's not the scary boogeyman. Now, the thing about visibility in a budget is it gives you 100% control of every dollar that comes in. And that does not necessarily mean that you can't set aside a little bit for your fun money. You can. However, we are adults. There are things that have to be paid first. You have to pay for the roof over your head and utilities involved in that. You have to pay for food. You have to pay for clothing, transportation. You then have to start thinking about the things that support how you get back and forth to work and the things you need for that. Do you have kids still living at home? And these could be children who are dependents or adult children who should be contributing to the household. Your budget shows you everything that's coming in and everything that's going out. And if you personally are not solely responsible for all those expenses and you've got adult children living at home, it's time to teach them these hard lessons too. If they're not anteing up their portion of this living arrangement, they need to do that. Hear me now. Your adult children need the dignity of paying their equal share. Anything less, you are doing them a disservice, and they will pay for it later in life. So don't do that to them. Okay, back to what this video is about. I'm not giving you parenting advice, but I am. Make them pay their own way. Oh, I just reminded myself of my grandmother. You can't control what you can't see. So knowing your numbers lets you know what you need right now today to live, but then also gives you clarity to what in today's budget do you need in retirement. And as we start to think about retirement, there's going to be stuff coming up that needs to go into the budget that's not currently there. There will be a transition of your work-life budget in your next chapter budget, but you have to start with today's numbers. Now, a big portion of this is debt. We'll cover this as we go along in this series 4. But debt is not something you want to invite to your retirement party. You do not. If you must continue to work some in a hybrid step-down fashion, a Gen X modern version of what retirement looks like for us so you can get this debt paid off, do it. Don't bring retirement. Don't bring the debt to your retirement party. Let's get it paid off. Let's get it over with, because there will eventually become a time when you're not able to work and you don't want the stress of paying the balance or the minimum payments, or somebody knocking on your door, calling you, or sending you nasty gram emails because you're overdue on something. Give yourself, your future self, the peace of mind of financial tidiness, and let's get rid of the debt today. And clarity is calming. We stress out more about the invented scenarios of what we don't fully have visibility on than we ever do when we actually look at the actual situation. I don't care if it's an impending hurricane coming through the Gulf of Mexico. We freak out more in preparation because of the worst that could happen, without actually looking at the trajectory and if the storm's even going to come to our neck of the woods or if it's going to veer off course. It's a strange analogy. If you live in the South, leave me a comment. Do you go a little bit crazy when you're prepping for the hurricanes, or have you become quite accustomed to it? My entire life, I've become quite accustomed to it. But you stress out when you don't have the full picture of information. So not knowing if you have enough for your retirement budget, for what you've saved or what you've saved plus security, plus if you work 10, 15 hours a week as a Walmart greeter, without that information, you don't have full peace of mind. And frankly, I'm a little bit too old to say, devil may care. I will figure it out when I get there. Because I'm already feeling the impact and the effect of my aging body. And yes, I will be capable for a much longer time, but not to the point where I'm going to go do one of those quick disposable jobs for any length of time. So when you hear the word budget, and let's break this down into the versions of you that have been and the versions of you yet to come. When you heard the word budget, when you were first starting out, what did it mean to you and how did it make you feel? When you heard the word budget, when you were transitioning into that 35 to 45-year-old range, how did it make you feel? What were your practices of that? For me, when I was younger, budget felt restrictive. That's something old people did, responsible people, married people with kids. In my 35 to 45-year-old range, I learned the power of a budget, of telling my money where to go, not wondering where it went, but especially the clarity. It empowered me. I knew that I could pay my own way. Couldn't live near as high on the hog as I had thought maybe I would, but actually now that I'm in my mid to late 50s, actually, I know the power of a budget tells me how much I'm making now that can be put aside for retirement to pay off any lingering debt, and what I need to do when I move into retirement as far as what expenses are going to evaporate and which ones am I going to have to add into the budget, and what does that retirement budget look like. I'm very pleased that with that knowledge, retiring does not financially feel scary to me anymore. No, I will not completely quit working. I love my side hustles. I love and let's call them passion projects, because I've not made the first dime off any of this yet. So with that, like, subscribe, comment, share, etc., etc. Binge all my videos. Help me monetize YouTube. But even with that said, it's not going to support me 100%. I enjoy the journey. That is why I'm doing this. It is not the money. It is the journey. It is the experience. And it's fun. And if you're no fun, do not come. And that includes these side hustles and passion projects. So, what did budgeting mean to you when you first started out? What did it mean halfway through the journey to where you are now, 35 to 45? And what does it mean to you today, now that you are staring down the barrel of retirement and the next chapter of your life? All right. So this is video 1. Tomorrow is video 2. Y'all keep coming back. I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but this is a 7-day series and it eats up the entire week. At the end, we will have a YouTube live where we can all get together. I'll do one final last Sermon from the Mount, and you all can participate and ask questions, etc. Stop recording.